My featured guest today is a Pioneer Award-winning bodybuilder. She was the first Iranian female bodybuilder to compete in the bikini category and did so under an Iranian flag. Hoda Jarrah is an entrepreneur, fitness instructor, model, motivational speaker, and a social media influencer. Hoda was born in Tehran during the Iran-Iraq War. At the age of 7, she watched Arnold Schwarzenegger's Pumping Iron film and began building her own body using old, rusty exercise equipment and videos. Hoda left Iran in her mid-20s and eventually immigrated to the United States and entered her first competition at the 2015 Bodybuilding Championships and won third place in the bikini division. Her global profile began to grow. In 2018, on a return visit to Iran to see her mother, Hoda was arrested, held hostage, and tortured by Iranian authorities. She was convicted of encouraging Middle Eastern women to think and act for themselves, touching the Iranian flag without a hijab, and putting Islam and Sharia in danger. She was sentenced to 20 years to life in jail, plus 100 lashes. While out on bail, Hoda fled Iran. In 2018, Hoda Jarrah was named one of the 100 most influential women in the Middle East by BBC News. Today, she is continuing her business and fitness work. She's written a book, is fresh off an appearance as a guest judge on Persia's Got Talent, and has amassed a huge social media following. And right now, Hoda Jarrah joins me from Palm Beach, Florida today. Hello.
Hi, Jian. I'm so happy to be here right now. Thank you for having me.
It's very nice that, first of all, I was looking forward to this anyway because you're impressive and you've got this incredible story, but I also understand this is your first in-depth interview ever in English, right? So we're honored. Thank you for doing this.
Yes, it is, and I'm a little nervous, and I'm gonna warn your audience because I know my grammar is really bad because I never learned English in a college, and
How did you learn to speak English if you didn't learn in school?
uh, I learned English from Family Guy when I came to US. That was one of the show. I think it's very educational show, and I'm watching it every day.
For people who don't know it, it's basically a cartoon, maybe an adult kind of cartoon, but that's where you learned your English. Look, let me start here because obviously we're going to get into your story, but you are strong, you are impressive, you are ambitious. You really are ambitious. I've talked to you before, and I think I even joked with you that if we interview, I'm going to start with this. Your schedule is very entertaining to me. You get up at 3:59 a.m. every day. Not 4, by the way. 3:59 a.m. every day. Why?
I raised very religion. I come from a very conservative family. Used to be I wake up for morning pray. I keep continuing wake up early in the morning because I like to wake up when it's dark outside. I feel like universe opened just for me. I love my morning coffee. First thing in the morning, I love to talk with my mom. I have to hear her voice. She charged my battery. I have to hear her voice. Then I start to doing my routine. And I used to be, I wake up at 5 a.m. And when I hear a lot of people wake up at 5 a.m. and in my head, and I said, okay, if I wake up 1 hour earlier than everybody, I probably can catch up because I was almost 29 when I got in US. I was 29 years behind first world. And it was very important doing my best to catch up with all these successful people.
Let me ask you this. Health-wise, because obviously you're in incredible shape, but you've also been a fitness instructor. Health-wise, is there an advantage to getting up that early?
Oh, absolutely. You have to know, first of all, I have moderation life. I work hard, I train hard, I study hard. I'm hard on myself, but when it's come to fun time, I go very hard. I never satisfied. I want a lot from my life. I'm insatiable. More I get, more I want. I always say success is addictive. more you success, more you want from anything.
Is it not possible to be insatiable and stay up late and get up late? I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So many of my musician friend, writer, they inspire by late and they wake up late, but they make their day or their night meaningful. Whatever fit in your life,
right.
Just plan for it.
You know, let me get into first of all, what you're well known for, which is a few things, but certainly bodybuilding. You've said, I was the first person to bring bodybuilding with a smile and self-love to Iran. What does that mean, bodybuilding with a smile?
If you look at certain sport, it's come from different type of people. But the bodybuilding was like very angry, mean, and haters, like with so many mad faces and angry. People looking at the bodybuilding like people likes to fight, or people's haters. People come from a lot of problem. I was a trainer when I was 16. I trained people over 20 years. But I'm looking at all those women and I said, no, I like to stay feminine, sassy, foxy, classy, but with nice shape. When you do weightlifting, you don't need to act like a dude. Most of the women followed them. They thought they should act like that. And a lot of women, they wants to be in shape, but they're afraid touch weight because they said, oh, as soon as touch weight, I'm going to look like them. I said, no, if you're not using anything, juices or whatever they take, your voice isn't going to change. Your body not going to look like guy. And you're going to have a nice shape, stay strong with a strong mind, a strong body, love yourself without using anything. Just eat healthy, train hard, and train smart. Don't hurt yourself.
Why is the smiling part important? I remember having a yoga teacher once who would say to me, relax your face. You know, I would be doing a position and I guess I'd have a scrunched up face, like I'm, working really hard or something. And she would say, relax your face, and your body, you'll relax into the position. Is that part of the smiling thing, or what is the smiling element for you?
Why not smiling? Do you like to talk with people with mean, angry face, or you rather talk with very calm, positive, with a smile face? People love to be surround positive people. And it's not come from, this personality not come from overnight, not come from because of I'm immigrant. I always been this way. When I was in Iran, I was a person throughout party, entertain people all night, and we dance and smile and tell them joke. One guy called me and said, oh, you can be a stand-up comedy. You say people joke back to back. I even didn't know back in the day, I even didn't know what a stand-up comedy means. But it's my personality. The environment I grew up, it was very dark. I was born 2 months after war. All I saw was black, miserable, crying faces. And I hate it. And I thought, I'm going to change it for myself. Eventually, it's going to change for environment too. I don't want to wear black. If I wear black, it's my choice. It's not one of those cover over all my thought, all my look.
It's so empowering hearing you talk about coming out of that darkness the way you have just now. And yet, and I can imagine a lot of your followers feel that way. That's why you've got such a big social media following and so many fans. And yet, when you first came out doing this bodybuilding, especially in the bikini and identifying as a proud Iranian, I can't imagine that you didn't get some pushback as well, that there were people who were unhappy with this taboo that you were breaking, or that assumed you were doing it for certain intentions or whatever. What was that like when you first started to get known as a bodybuilder, proudly showing off her body in a bikini?
I was always working out. Then in 2013, I decided to try it. It was in my head because I was very brainwashed. I knew it, I'm brainwashed. I was afraid of everything. Show my skin, show my hair. I thought I will torch in hell. No matter you're doing as a woman, the environment I raise, it's sin. You're not even shouldn't think about it. And I put it in action. And I struggled with myself over 2 years. And I said, Hoda, you're going to do it. If anybody going to church you in hell, that's Allah. Okay, let him do it. I don't know, now it's he or she. So many things changed today. So back in the day, Allah was he anyway. And so in 2015, and I said, okay, finally I'm going to do it. I didn't have any idea what I'm doing. I had 9 weeks to get ready. And I said, I was terrified. I was freaking out, first thing from my own family. And I said, okay, everybody gonna damn me. Nobody gonna talk with me anymore. And I was ready for it. And I said, but you're gonna figure it out how. I knew it, I'm brainwashed. And it was really bothering me. And after 9 weeks, I get ready. And I said, what is the worst thing going to happen? You're going on a stage. Just think you're practicing in your shower, in your bathroom, and nobody's there. That's all my imagination. And I jump on a stage. I had pose. Literally every girl's come with their family and trainer. I was with myself, and it was hard. And so the family and trainer yell at those girls, always stand tall, suck in your belly. They were just tell them what they do and people cheering up. And I use all those voice for myself. And it was just a free lesson for me. And I said, oh, thank you all to correct me. And I got 3rd place. I was so proud for first time in my life. And I said, oh my gosh, this is so releasing. I show my skin without feeling shame. I show my skin without afraid of Allah. And I said, okay, if it's work for me, probably work for so many other people. Then I start to get more confidence, talk about overcome your fear. The fear is the most dangerous thing in the world. People not trying to do anything because of fear.
But surely there were people who were unhappy with you for entering this competition, even for winning, even for coming in 3rd place. How did you deal with that, whether it be friends or family or Iranian authorities or whatever? I mean, this is before you've gone back to Iran. We'll get into that story. But just in general, the pushback, the negativity that you would get by putting yourself out like that, how did you deal with it?
Oh, it was so harsh at the beginning, and it was really bad. All messages and direct, it was just very bad. A lot of guys send me their body parts, offer me money, and they call me so many names, like whore, prostitute. It's all those bad names. And they maybe point it was very small group of people cheer me up at the beginning. And I'm so happy. My decision and my way brought big wave of different thought in those country who look at the woman down, who look at the woman not allowed to show your skin. If you show your skin, you're in prostitution business, or people change. And I'm so happy for those countries, for those places. My family changed. I'm so proud of them. All this change over these years didn't happen just for me. It was happening for so many people. Now I can see, like, oh my gosh, my enemies are quiet. And so many people cheer me up. They look at me as a role model. They look at me as the person and inspire them. Because I'm myself. I talk from my heart. I talk from my experience. All these details didn't come from college or a book. I went through hell many times, and I stand up. Every single time I stand up is stronger than last time and last time. And I know it's continuing. My everyday is awesome. My everyday is gifted. Every morning when I wake up and I said, wow, what a day. When I go to sleep and I said, oh my gosh, how many hours? I was counting, okay, only hold up, few hours. You're gonna wake up, your morning coffee wait for you, another fantastic day. And you're gonna hit it harder than yesterday.
Okay.
Every single day.
You've said so much that I want to pick up on. You've talked about your family. You've talked about going through hell. You've talked about religion. Take me back to that, what you called that conservative Muslim family earlier in this interview. You're growing up in Iran in a very conservative Muslim family. Can you describe what that was like? What does that mean?
When I was born in a very downtown in Tehran, very بچه جنوب شهر.
like the projects.
So environment was not just conservative Muslim. Environment was very superstitious, closed mind, mostly no education. And it was dark age in Iran for everybody and more harsh on women. All girls back in the day, all girls care, be a good girl. I'm going to find a good husband, decent husband to get married. I'm going to have 2 kids before 30. All those cookie cuts lifestyle. I just look at them and I said, I don't want to be none of them. I look at the run, you know, when they said, "Adab ra az ki amukhti az biadaban," that was me. I didn't want to be like anybody else.
Wait, can you translate that, what you just said?
I don't know how.
Say it again.
Adab ra az ki amukhti az biadaban.
Oh, how did you learn your behavior? You learned it from those who are impolite. Does that make sense? Something like that?
Pretty much. So I can tell the most people who inspire me, the people I didn't want to be like them. And back in my childhood, my name was Muhammad, and I always play with boys, play marble in the street.
What do you mean your name was Muhammad? What does that mean?
I find out if I dress like boys and I had kind of freedom. I can play in the street, and I always been between boys. We play marble, we play zoo, and in zoo, because I dress like boys, I could just, in zoo game, you grab each other till your oxygen's finished. Like, I found that I have basic freedom when I dress like boys, when I act like boys. And that was my first thing. And I said, okay, I brought up with my own idea. And I think I was around age 4 or 5. My mom reading me a night story. That was a story called Bulurbu Kids. And those kids in that story, they try to run away from home, then go to the forest, build their own life and houses. And that was the first thing come to my head. Oh, I can run away from home and I make my own life. That was first beginning. And I always I think since very early age, I was always seeking, doing something different.
It's a huge thing. Sorry to cut in there, but it's a huge thing for a 4-year-old or 5-year-old to realize, oh, I have an option to run away, and that's what I would want to do. I mean, that's, it's quite a remarkable thing to think. Given that you've got the parameters around you, given that you've got parental figures in society and everybody expecting you to act a certain way. So you always had this kind of iconoclastic, this kind of rebellious mindset as early as age 4.
Very early, because, and most of the story inspired me, like one of them was Sandbot. Oh, I still watch Sandbot. So Sandbad ran away from home, hide in a boat with his uncle, go see the world. Very little tiny. And I said, oh, if Sandbad this tiny can do that, I can do it too. I still watch Sandbad when I need an inspiring.
You mean Sinbad? Sinbad.
Yes.
Okay. Sandbot. I mean, Sinbad. Sinbad خانم. Sinbad خودمون.
Sinbad خودمون, yes. So when I was around 11, I remember we had neighbors come over. Oh my gosh, then gossip began. The tea and gossip was part of the culture. So one day, my mom's friends and neighbors came over, and I put biscuits, sagatalai, in a plate with the tea, and we start talking. And they start talking about, one of them said, I tried to do this, tried to do that, but I got married, I had kids, I never did it. Became housewife, forget about it. Literally every single woman had same story happen to them. They have vision, they had dream, but they got married, they had kids, and they completely forget about it. I was stare at them like they are my mirror. I get goosebumps still today. And I don't know how I stare at one of them. She looked at me and said, why you stare at me like an idiot? And she didn't know I did not stare at her. I was stare at myself. And I said, okay, I'm get out here. I'm going to find out my own life. But that was a big lesson in that moment. Everybody talking about, I got married and I had kids. I couldn't do it, did. And I said, what if I skip so many chapters and get to the chapter I like? Like, okay, I'm going to skip married. I'm going to skip kids, and I'm going to jump to the chapter I like. And I said, I'm going to be adventurous. I'm going to find out who I am and why I'm here. And at a very early age, I knew it. I will never get married. Before age 16, I knew it. I will never I will never have my own child.
Well, even before that, let me just go back to that, what I just called iconoclastic thinking. I mean, what I love about you, from what I've read, is that your role models, were not Iranian stars, or not even female. They were not Gugush, they weren't even Western female celebrities or leaders, but Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, the idea that this young girl in Iran, post-revolution, 1980s, in a conservative Muslim family, was idolizing Conan the Barbarian, or the Terminator. I mean, this is it's fascinating to me. Why do you think you connected with him?
I look at Arnold. First of all, he was kind of different. He hold gun like that, like a shotgun. I said, and like, I'll be back. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have muscle. I'm gonna have gun. I'm gonna have one of those glasses, and I'm gonna everywhere I want. That was basic thing in my head. And actually, one of my sport is gun. I'm obsessive with gun. I'm a gun lover, and I shoot long range rifle, and I compete too anyway.
Okay.
And it wasn't just Arnold. By age 11 or 12, Madonna inspired me a lot. I saw her with a lot of definitions and a strong body. She was dancing between so many men, so comfortable. And she acts anything she wants without shame. She inspired me a lot too. It wasn't just Arnold.
Can I just ask, sorry, these things always are interesting to me as somebody who grew up in the West, especially in the 1980s. There's no MTV in Iran. In fact, music is banned, pop music. Where would you see Madonna with these videos?
Oh my gosh. We had Zambil Ghermez, we had the basket because Ayatollah forbidden mini video. And we have every videos. What is the video we were watching?
VHS?
VHS.
Yeah.
We hide it. And it was going house to house. And that was the American movie and American music. That's how I grew up. I grew up with all those things. And we were sitting like to see every top videos came out, music video.
So your parents were conservative and Muslim, but they let you watch Madonna videos?
Yes.
Okay.
But not my father. Back in the day, he was still with us when I was with early teen. And not when he was home. But my mom, she was more flexible. Like I was allowed to watch. She watched. We even learned to dance like a Michael Jackson.
I know Michael Jackson was big. We've heard that a lot on this show. You know, it's interesting to me that despite these feelings that you have of wanting to run away, despite being enamored of Madonna and Arnold Schwarzenegger, despite wanting to break out of that conservative mold and the expectations, by your mid-20s, by your early 20s in Iran, you're doing pretty well. You've been teaching fitness, you've done your schooling, you've started businesses. What was the precipitant for you to finally leave?
I didn't leave. I just tried to go see the world, adventure. I never left Iran. Iran is my home. I have to stay out now, and because I don't have any choices. If I can come back in Iran, I come back right now. I love Iran. I love my people. I love every city in Iran. I never see any part of world beautiful than Iran. There is nowhere like Middle East. There is nowhere like Iran.
But it's not worth it for you to be there because you can't be who you want to be, right?
I do my adventure there. Even when I was in Iran, I travel on a weekend. We went to mountain and hiking. I can go in Iran right now and live Lavasun or somewhere close to the mountain. Iran has everything. We have literally everything.
You're saying this as someone who was sentenced to 20 years in prison and put in jail just 3 years ago, right?
They are government. Governments are not people.
Yes.
I'm talking about my country. I'm talking about my people. I'm talking about my rich culture. I'm talking about my wonderful language and poetry, architectures, and people with passionate and love and beauty. Iranian people, you can't see even Iranian eyes anywhere in the world. As soon as I contact with an Iranian person, said, "Oh my gosh, you're Iranian. I can tell from your beautiful eyes. We are passionate people, warm hearts. We know how to party. We know how to do adventure. We know how to fun. We are awesome people. We just have not fit government."
First of all, you don't have to have grown up in Iran to love all those things about being Iranian. I feel the same pride in being Iranian as you do, and I grew up outside of Iran. But I also think if you really wanted to be in Iran, you would be in Iran. I mean, there's a reason why you and many people, and it's a sad and unfortunate reason, have to leave to be all the things that you want to be doing all the things that you want to do. And so I don't actually believe you when you say, "Oh, I could go back and live in Iran right now," because I feel like you could do that, but you wouldn't be happy because you're.
No, I would be very happy. Even in 2018, sorry I interrupted you.
It's okay.
2018, I back in Iran to stay in Iran. And government caught me, torched me. They kicked me out. And they said, "Next time if you come back, nobody gonna find your body." I collect all this education for my people. I don't want to live anywhere else, but I don't have choice now. I talk to my mom, I talk to my aunt, my friends. You don't feel connection to any other nationality except Iranian when you talk to your people with your own language. Believe it or not, I really don't care what people believe, but I know what my heart wants. I'd rather have basic life. I have luxury life here. Okay, so what? I'd rather sit on the floor and eat mast khiyar or mas with noon and just go to the mountain. I experience everything from nothing to sit in a private jet, go to Anguilla, have my medium rare steak. I experience all of it. But I don't care if I have basic life in Iran. I don't care if I start to walk from Midurah Ahan to Tajrish, watch every single stores and talk to my people.
So, Hoda Jan, what happened in 2018? I didn't know you'd gone back there with the intention of potentially staying there. So you go back, because I thought it was just to visit your mom. You go back, and what happened?
Actually, I talked with few people. Like we don't have embassy here. I was checked with so many people. I'm Hoda Jarrah. I want to back in Iran. I was planning to make base in Iran for myself, and I said, okay, I collect so many information about my sport, about motivations, and because I'm doing it like a motivation and a speech. So, and I said, all this knowledge, I'm going to back and give it to my people. As much as I know, as much as I collect till this age in my life. I back there, try to make base for myself in Iran. Then that story happened. And I even asked them, I thought I will not have problem back in Iran. And I said, no, you're in blacklist actually. I said, why? You encourage women to think, what are you going to do? You want to make them hate their husbands or against men, against Ayatollah? Are you planning to make military? Why people love you? They were so mad. Why people love me?
Sorry, how did it, do you mind me asking you about this?
Absolutely. Okay. If I don't want to answer anything, I said, I don't want to answer.
Okay. So you're in Tehran visiting your mom, and what, does somebody come to the door? How did they even find, or do they stop you at the airport? Like, how did they find out that you were even in Iran?
Oh, they following me from airport. They already know I'm in Iran. And a few gyms, they want me go work there. And I would love to back to the gym and train people, trainer, how to train. That's what I even do right now. And they were following me around about 4 days. And after 4 days, they caught me in Arya Shah, middle of highway. 2 cars, one front, one back. And they stopped our car. And they opened the door and they called my name. Are you Hoda Jarrah? And I said, yes, I am. And I said, you coming with us. And that's a story begin. I don't want to open all those details because it's very aggressive. But so many of my fans and audience, they ask me, Hoda, people are so nice to me. They said, you have fascinating story as a self-built immigrant and a very strong woman, come from nothing, without anything, I didn't have any financial or emotional support, nothing. Me, just, I'm going to see the world. Yeah. And I said, can you write a book or something? Now, I made a pilot ready, actually. We're waiting for publisher. So books coming about my life story. And
so when they sentence you to 20 years to life, and they, I mean, obviously this was a shock to you because you didn't think this was going to happen when you returned to Iran.
It was very shock at the beginning, but I thought, okay, I'm nobody. I even told them, I'm nobody. I'm just an athlete. And they said, no, you are somebody. You planning to make military against Ayatollah. And I said, oh my gosh, you guys are overthinking. And I'm so sorry you have hired, that was a big team. You hired this team, study me for 2 years. Just call me and I said, Hoda, who are you? I will tell you everything. And I said, I'm so sorry. You could put this budget on something more useful, not someone like me. I'm not even vegetable. I'm nobody.
Did they give you an option? Like, did they say, if you stop bodybuilding and you stop this, then we'll let you go? Or did they even not even give you that option?
No, they give me option in the end. If you live quiet, cancel your American citizenship, don't say a word, don't do any activity, don't talk, you're welcome back. Otherwise, the first option was cancel your citizenship and we will take you back. And you're allowed to come here, live in Iran quiet, completely quiet, close your social media.
And did you consider that?
Of course not. Why would I do that? I came this far in my life. I don't want to live like a goat. They correct me. I know what is my goal. I know what I want. I can be more active right now out of the country.
What you said that you talk to your mom every day in that 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. window before the rest of the world is woken up in the West here. How is she feeling now about you, not just what you do, but you being here after all that you went through when you went back to Iran?
I'm not talking to her from 4 to 6 because I have to start to work from 4:45 a.m. every day. So, but I call her any gap I have, middle of my schedule, a day. I usually talk to my mom a few times a day, talk to my aunt. She's my best, they are my best friend. And how she feel about it, she's very supportive. She's very proud of me. Even she's very Muslims. We respect each other lifestyle. Like, so one of my fans, they asked me, oh, you're lesbian. Why you're not saying you're lesbian? Because you're always surrounded with girls. I never show any guy in my page or who's I'm dating, actually. And I said, listen, if I'm gay, I would come up and say it very proud. My mom even was there and I said, Mom, how are you feeling if I'm gay? And I said, I don't know. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. And I said, Mom, I'm so proud of you. Mm-hmm. That's so big.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things I feel like I've learned in my life, and one of the things that I learned from my dad, because my dad was a lot older than me, and he's passed away 5-6 years ago, but he really, he was always the best, but he really evolved in his lifetime. He was very conservative, at least in the way he parented when we were little kids and when we first came to the West and in Canada. And then he just evolved into this. And by the time he was in his final years, he was actually a very liberal thinker, especially on issues like masalan, homosexuality, you know, which as a younger man, he had all these ideas about. And then he became, so I saw in him how people can evolve. And it's why I believe you should never give up on anyone, you know, and it sounds like you're seeing that in your mom and in your family as well.
Jian, you should never, ever giving up on your blood family. All you have, that's your root. That's your everything. Even you have different interests, even if you have problem to make conversation, find a way to make communication with them without get anger or lose temper, especially on your parents. You cannot be mean to your parents. Your mother carry you 9 months, feed you, baby you. If you're mean to your parents, karma gonna catch up you one day, and it's not gonna be pretty. I believe in no matter what you in your life is gonna catch you one day. I believe in karma. I don't practice any religion, but I'm really serious about karma. No matter what I'm doing in my life, I always watch my word, watch my steps. Anything happened to me, even when I was in dungeon, secret securities, Islamic dungeon, and I told them, I don't care if you guys shoot me right now. I'm already picturing my death. It's so pretty. Just let me call my mom and tell her I'm okay. And they didn't let me even call home for 3 days and say, listen, you have mom. It's not fair to her. She doesn't know what's happening to me right now. And after 3 days, they let me have call. And I even started making joke with her. I said, Mom, I'm eating kebab. I'm having a good time. The guy said, don't talk like that. Like they just started yelling at me. And I said, I'm begging you. Let me hang up. And you keep punch my face till you completely satisfied. But this is the mother. Do you understand? And he started to just a little bit step back. And I said, do anything you want to me. I'm already dead. And I don't care. I can die right now. I have life like a dog years.
Do you really feel that way?
Can die any second?
That you're not afraid of it. It doesn't freak you out.
Oh my gosh, no. I can die any second. Right now, I have a reason to stay alive because I want to, my project's coming soon. I'm going to share with people all this knowledge I have. And I feel like I did something to my country, to my people, and I'm more comfortable to go. But I can go anytime.
I hope you don't. But so the end of Hoda doesn't faze you.
That's just the body, but sometimes the name's gonna stay.
Can I ask you about your dad? You talk about family, and you've mentioned your mom a number of times, but not your dad. Is there a reason?
He left us when I was very young.
Oh.
As ما بهترون. I started to work when I was 13. And before age 16, I was helping my mom financially and emotionally. But no, he never been around. The time he tried to talk to me, I was already famous. He wasn't even happy because I changed my last name to my mom's last name. Because I told her, you raised me. My mom, she's a tailor. And you raised me with the clean money, halal. You did your best, all you knew. And I'm so proud of you. I don't know what would I act if I was a single mother with 3 kids. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to raising kids. Back in the day in Iran, no support, no right. You had nothing. And you raised 3 kids.
You don't want to have kids.
Me?
Yes.
It never happened.
Why not?
Because that's how I like it. And I'm really happy. I don't want to change my chapter. Why would I change my chapter?
I am a little disappointed in you, though, because you said you start work at 4:45. That means there's at least 46 minutes you're just wasting time each morning.
Wasting? Why wasting?
Between the time you wake up at 3:59 and that 4:45, I want to know what you're doing, because clearly.
Every details? Okay, how I started.
No, you're so regimented. But you said I start work at 4:45, so I'm like, let's get to work. Come on.
No, it's every morning is actually every morning is different, but. I'm very a scheduled person. I have
that's clear. Yes.
Yeah, I'm time phobia. Even if I back in the day, even if I had a date, I had to know about time. I had to know where we're going to eat and what time we coming home and how many drinks I'm gonna have.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to know details.
How did that go over with your dates? Were they okay with that?
First of all, the person I was with before, we've been together for years. We had similar schedule. I attracted to the person has kind of lifestyle like me, workaholic, gymaholic, a lot of me time, and my schedule, my time. See you later. That's me.
Before I wind this down, it's so interesting. It's instructive talking to you because I find myself, there's a lot of reasons to be inspired by you. You're a very strong person in terms of the things you've overcome in your life. But the real strength, something that is inspiring to me is just how confident you are, that you kind of, you get the sense that you know who you are. and you are confident about your path. And I wonder if your fans or if your supporters or if people who meet you on the street or if those you compete against in bodybuilding or if the people of Iran or if an interviewer asks you, what can you teach us about that confidence, where it comes from and how to achieve it, what would you say?
Oh my gosh, I'm smaller than teaching you anything, but thank you so much. As much as I know, never giving up yourself. Never let anybody control you. Never let anybody push you down. And we all has our own car. We driving in our own car. Do not let anybody hold your car wheel, even another passenger in a car. You always should be in charge and you always should hold in your wheel as hard as you can. And never let anybody stop you. If you decide to stop, that's your own decision, not anybody else. Otherwise, you going down somewhere, who knows, to Bagalia. And one thing I tell to people, do not put all your happiness in one person. Never, ever do that. I did it, it wasn't pretty. Always have your own life, full of life, with hobby, with a schedule, everything you desire. Do not put all your happiness in one person.
What about romance? Romeo and Juliet.
Everybody needs romance. I'm always in love. Romance is beautiful. It has to be very strong in life, but that's your own decision. Not you have to, or this is your only choice you have. It's different. You have full of life. Now you add a sparkle to it. You have all the color in your life.
No, but the Romeo and Juliet paradigm, or pick whatever you want, Love in the Time of Cholera, it's Florentino and Fermina Daza, is if I can't have you, you and I are meant to be together. If not, life's not worth living. That's the ultimate. So you're saying you don't agree with that rule. There's more than just one person out there for us.
Gian, darling, whatever makes you happy.
I'm asking you.
If you're asking me, do I personally believe only put all your happiness in one person? If you die, I will die. Personally, I don't believe that.
Yes.
For myself.
Yes, I understand.
If you like that and make you so happy, you want to die with your love of life, how pretty, how gorgeous. Do it. Go die with her.
Wow. Well, yeah, okay.
Listen, the beauty of this world is variety. Find out what make you happy. Some people don't want to have all this action. They look at me and I said, when are you going to get tired? And I said, I don't know. I'm happy.
That's my final question for you. So I'll come to when are you going to get tired, because you're clearly indefatigable. You've got so much energy, except at 8:30 at night when you pass out because it's been such a long day. Let me ask you before I let you go about social media, because you have become very popular. You've got a big following on Instagram. People want to know a lot about you. I mean, I didn't spend too much time, but from what I could see about comments and what people want to know everything about you, including your exact size and, where you're going and who you're with. And how do you manage that?
It's easy for me. I know how much to show them. And I'm very obsessive with my privacy. I'm obsessive with my private life. I show as much as I want. I'm not showing everything they want. It's my life and my page.
So before coming to do this interview, you asked your fans what they would ask you, and one of the things is that they were asking you exactly what your size is. Is that something that why do you think people are so obsessed with your size?
Because they probably don't know, they can't guess behind the camera, because the first thing, every places I went, my fans saw me. Some of them, they said, oh, I'm so sorry, but you're very small. Oh, thank you. I think it's different for men and women. If you call guy, you're very small. And I said, really?
That's right. How big did they think you are?
They thought I'm very big and very muscular. As soon as they see me, they say, "Oh, you're tiny," because I'm 5'8", 175, and I'm 62 kilograms, and I'm 40 years old.
How long do you intend to keep this pace up? I mean, this notion of being insatiable, of wanting to just do as much as you can, not to waste time. How long do you see yourself doing this?
I don't know. I don't put the number or boundary on myself. Whatever I desire, I go for it. Anything come in my head and I get anxious about it, I should do it. Anything I want, I should have it.
So is there ever downtime for you? Would you lie by the pool and read a book?
I read a lot a day because I need to keep my education updated.
Okay.
And the people I'm surrounded, every single person past me in daily life, I learn something from them. That's my other advice.
Okay, but do you ever just watch trashy TV or just
I told you at the beginning, I do moderation.
Okay.
Sometimes I sit on my Gluteus Maximus and I
Thank God.
and decide to do nothing and shuffle chocolate in my face and watch one of those nonsense TV shows. And it's awesome.
Okay. Well, we need to hear that too, because otherwise it's intimidating. Who can be you, you know? There's a lot that you do.
It's all about moderation. Study hard, read hard, work hard, train hard. When it's come to rest and fun, go harder. That's my language.
It has been quite a journey getting to speak with you. I've been so grateful. خیلی متشکرم. واقعا خیلی دوست داشتم حرف زدم با شما و خیلی هم یاد گرفتم. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your time. I'm so happy, and I had a chance. I had this opportunity talking to you, and a huge part of my confidence back, because I was so worried for my English, and I said, "Oh, my grammar and my accent is going to be disaster."
You were just great, and I really enjoyed it. Be safe, be well. I hope you'll come back on the program. We have so much more to talk about, and merci.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Khudafis.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hoda Jarrah, an entrepreneur, fitness instructor, model, motivational speaker, and social media influencer. She was the first Iranian bodybuilding woman to compete in the bikini category. Hoda Jarrah joined us from Palm Beach, Florida today.